My name is Steve Saunders. I'm a lieutenant with Cincinnati Police Department. I'm a public information officer. Around 3 p.m. this afternoon, District 4 officers received a call at District 4 for a suspicious threat of a device at the zoo. District 4 officers responded to the zoo, worked with zoo officials. The zoo was evacuated. There were about 50 guests inside the zoo and about 75 staff inside the zoo at the time. Our canine officers, along with their explosive ordnance canines, searched the zoo and did a complete sweep. No threat was determined to be found. That pretty much ended the event. The zoo is closed at 5 p.m., so it's towards the end of their day. At this time, I'll take any questions you might have.
Is it clear who made the call at this point? I know you guys sometimes have records.
No, it's not clear. The call came into the district, and we're going to review that call and see if we can determine where that call might have come in from. But this time it's not clear.
Do you know what exactly that caller said?
I can't go into all the details as far as the specifics that were mentioned. I can only tell you that it was made a threat. It was determined to be a threat of a suspicious device at the zoo. That's the specific as I can go.
Are you able to say where that threat was made? What part of the zoo?
I'm not going to go into that.
I know that earlier you had told us that this was not considered a bomb threat. We tried to make sure we accurately portrayed what this was. Even now, still not considering this a bomb threat at any point?
It's a threat, a phone call of a suspicious device. So we don't know what that device is, and we won't really go into those specifics, but I won't call it a bomb threat necessarily. It's a suspicious device that was mentioned in the call.
Can you talk about what went into trying to search for this, the number of crews and the extent of the search?
District 4 had many resources called to the scene. We had our explosive detection canine officers come as well. We had fire officials on standby. If need be, but the first step would be to take those canines, go in, do a sweep of the area, making sure there's no threats determined inside the zoo. And we did that. Again, no issues were discovered, no threats, no devices whatsoever. The zoo has been completely cleared. In talking to the zoo officials that are here, they tell us they plan on resuming normal operations tomorrow and opening the zoo back up for business.
Lieutenant, you mentioned there were about 50 guests inside. Talk about the process of getting throughout the entire zoo and trying to track down everyone and get them out safely.
It's a process of cooperation. So District 4 officers, Captain Mack and his staff and the officers from District 4 work very closely with the zoo staff to make sure the evacuation happens very rapidly. Again, fortunately there weren't too many guests inside the zoo at the time, so it was a fairly quick process. And again, getting the staff and the guests out of the zoo was the priority.
It's no secret the Cincinnati Zoo has had some flack on social media, very much linked to Harambe. We've seen it back and forth on Twitter and whatnot. Is this in any way, do you believe, linked to anything like that?
I'm not going to comment on that. Anything else? Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.